Hello to everyone at Regency Real Estate. I'm happy to be with you this morning. This is Mike Marconi with Orange Coast Title. I would have much rather have been there in person, but the rally is coming up and schedule-wise, was not able to make it. So I thought, and in talking with the board and Diana and Will, that maybe a little video would be something that could be good in my place. So, I kind of wanted to talk at your rally today, and I've got it kind of put down into four basic areas. I want to talk about our relationship a little bit. I want to talk about 2026 and maybe what I might see for California, but also a lot of the other regions that I'm in, and hopefully give you some valuable feedback there. I want to talk a little bit about some strategies around the fourth quarter in particular, and talk briefly about some opportunities where we can help you there as well. So let me just jump right into that. And so first of all, I want to talk about just kind of the relationship between us, between Regency and Orange Coast Title Company. And I'm going to strictly come from our perspective. It's a fantastic relationship. We value it highly. It's got great visibility within our entire organization, from our CEO, John Marconi, to myself, to Steve Ayers and Lisa Vadova. We appreciate you greatly. And it's a very unique relationship because we have partners throughout the 7 Western states in our organization. And partnerships take many forms. And what we're always striving for is what we call capture rate, which is the transaction count and percentage of the actual available business. And because of the uniqueness of Regency, we always do a wonderful job at capturing that business. And I just couldn't be more pleased with that relationship and need to thank you very much for that. So with that said, let me just touch upon some things I hear about 2026. Now, what's interesting about that is statistics come in all shapes and sizes. And the reality is that what do you digest of it, and then what do you make of it? Okay. So I happen to be sitting in a partner meeting where somebody had recently listened to The Economist from CAR. And I'm going to read to you a few things that they said that I found interesting. This is sort of their forecast around what they're seeing for 2026, okay? They're expecting that there's going to be roughly a 3.5 to 4.5% increase in transactions in 26 over 25. So make of that what you will. I found this particular statistic to be interesting. There's some predictions around a 4% rise on a year-to-year basis between prices in 2026. And this is one that I'm crossing my fingers a lot about. Anywhere potentially of a 0.5% rate drop with a couple of different times it takes to get to that point. So that's positive and it's optimistic, and yet it isn't, boom. But so then here's some other things that I found to be pretty interesting that we might talk a bit about, is that for the second straight year in a row, 24 and 25, there have been significant decreases in the number of real estate agents that are in California and Southern California in particular. And so I think that that's a rather significant opportunity for the professionals that are in your room. You folks know what you're doing. You know how to target your audience. And now if there's less people trying to, get the deals that are available, your message should ring loud and clear, giving you an opportunity to garner greater market share and do more transactions, which we at Orange Coast would highly value. So I hope that is motivating to you from that perspective. So with that in mind, and I know, we're talking about year in review, and year in review kind of implies preparing for the next year, right? Preparing for 2026. But what I've been messaging very strongly to everybody that's a manager or a salesperson within our organization is the year ain't over with yet, right? And the same conditions that talk about there being less people or real estate agents in the marketplace allows for you to have an opportunity right now in this fourth quarter. And if you want the business and you go out and do the activities it takes to get the business, you will in fact achieve that result. And so in order to set yourself up to have everything you want 2026 to be, I very strongly believe that you need to, make it happen in this fourth quarter. And the kind of the message and the strong emphasis that I put to our salespeople is looking them straight in the eye and basically saying, hey, literally nobody will outwork Orange Coast Title Company and Orange Coast Title Company's family of companies in this fourth quarter. All right. And so, just wanted to impart that a little bit for you. So we want you to have success. We believe that you're going to have success. You've already had success. How can we continue to help? All right. And there's a couple of things that I would try to say that we have that are tools of ours, and we have a giant array of tools. And I know Lisa does a great job of making sure that you see them. But there's two in particular that excite me, and they kind of revolve around what are we doing using AI to help you? Okay. One of the first things I'd talk about a little bit is something that's been around in our farming for a while. It's using an algorithm, an AI algorithm that's around likely to sell. And I'm not going to give you the magic around that, but what basically happens is it analyzes sales that do take place and what are the demographics around the people that did those sales. And then it turns around and looks at a geographic area and says, okay, who kind of fits those parameters? And it pops them out for you. So it allows you to focus in and coming from way out here into here on the people that you should be making a phone call to or a reach out to or a knock on the door to in order to try to ask them if they want to list their home for sale. All right. So now we've kind of used that information that we've had for a while. And the beauty of AI and these tools is at the more that goes by and the more the transactions happen, the more it learns and the better it gets at identifying those likely to sells. So we've done another add to that where we have leaned into listings when they happen and the area that they're in. And we've used AI to generate a letter, a third person letter around what is the specifics of that property, trying to motivate people to basically look for it and try to see if they have a buyer for it. Then it takes the most likely to sell algorithm and it gives you in essence, hey, here's 100 leads that you might want to take this letter and send them to. And with a little bit of a click through that Lisa can talk to you about, we're able to give you that in the first person and also get it to where it can get mailed out to these people and hopefully help motivate more sales that happen around the listing that you previously got. Now, there are some conditions around that in California where we have to involve you in that, but we want to put this all together in a real tight fashion to make sure that we help you be successful. So wrap this all up for you a little bit. Again, wish I was there to be with you in person, but happy to be able to present this video to you, is sort of a call to action, if you will, about making sure that you use all of these tools that we have, but that are also out there and available to you to help you create more time. And if you create more time, what I want you to do with it is make sure that you use that time to be as productive as possible in casting a wider net and create a more prospecting opportunities for you to get transactions. I think that you all and we as partners are poised for great things in 2026. And I'm here to always help you close your deals because that's the bedrock of what Orange Coast Title is all about. And on behalf of our entire organization, I thank you very much for all your past support and all your future support. And I hope you have a great day.